Good morning, everyone. Leveling up your screen presence. So let's face it, the structure of interaction between whether business or personal has changed drastically. We are now connecting on our virtual devices more than ever before. Today on 10 at 10, our guest Shelley Golden of Shelley Golden Style discusses how to level up your image and feel more confident in your new virtual world. My name is Paula Mattisonsierra of Power Marketing SF and host of 10 at 10. So, why would a marketer offer so much operational information? Well, a little secret is that marketing and operations is a love story. Your marketing just doesn't work without proper operational processes. So, whether it's your business or yourself, it just needs to work better. Our continued mission statement is to introduce you to my great referral partners, as well as offering insights from my work week every Thursday at 10 a.m. live on Facebook. Sometimes we do a pre-recorded like we're doing today. And want to jump right into it. Our guest today is Shelley Golden of Shelley Golden Styles, an image consulting business working virtually with teams as well as individuals. But this business has done something incredible. She has strongly pivoted to meet the needs of a new market in this ever-changing economy, up leveling your screen presence. So Shelley, good morning. Hello. Thanks for being on the show today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Paula. Thank you so much for inviting me. Super glad to be here.
So tell me a little bit share with everyone a little bit about, because I know you have such a colorful experience level that brought you to this point. But can you, in a little tidbit about your business and about yourself and about how this all happened?
Yeah, no, it was crazy how it actually happened. Normally, I'm working with clients, men and women, in person, helping them up level their look, give them a personal brand, and all in all, making them look good and feel confident in how they present themselves. And when COVID shut us down, locked us in our homes, I continued working with people on how to look good online. Since all of a sudden everybody was on Zoom calls, networking, socializing, happy hours, talking to clients, getting to know each other. And I noticed that there was this need to look good. And I noticed that there were a few things that I could do to help everybody up level how they present themselves online. And so this actually, in the last 2 months, has blossomed into a new business of mine. And I'm working with global companies, individuals, small groups, presentations. I have Zoom parties to help people up level their image online, feel more comfortable, and be more approachable and relatable.
Okay. Well, something in which case, Shelley, can you give me some quick down and dirty tips to change my virtual view? Can we do a little, I don't know, I think we have enough time. Would you be open?
Sure. So I was noticing a little bit before, the one thing that I would suggest is you have so much backlight behind you. Is it possible for you to flip your blinds so the light is shining up to the ceiling? Let's try that, because I see so much reflection on the table. That's why I know that the blinds are down.
How is this, Shelley?
Keep going a little bit more. Oh, okay, let's try that. All right, the reflection. Do you have any flowers or any plants, by the way?
I have some flowers on my desk. Wait a second, here we go.
Oh, lovely flowers.
Where do you want me to put them?
Put them on the table. Let's see. Other side, left, other side. We don't see them in the camera. Okay, move them to the right, 1 foot. And stop. There you go. Lovely.
Do you want it right there? Do you want it higher? Is it okay?
Right there. That's perfect. Lovely. I see them over your shoulder now, and it's perfect.
And yes. So I have to position myself. Do you also tell folks where they should be sitting in relation to their room and the camera? Is it something that you do as well?
I do. So you basically want your eyes in the top third. Sometimes I say if you put your hand on top of your head, your little pinky should be on the top of the screen. And for the most part, depending upon how far you're sitting from your camera and what your situation is, you definitely want to be seen from the armpits up.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You don't want to have any less than armpits up.
Nice. Okay. I'm loving it. So the glare is gone and I'm really like not overly backlit anymore. Thank you,
No.
Shelley.
Yeah. You could have even flipped them a little bit more, but it's better. Yeah.
I can get head back there. I can do it, Shelley. I can do it.
Could do it at another time, but you know that's the option. That'll fix the trick. And I like the flowers positioned exactly where they are.
Nice. I love that. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for that. And
Sure.
guys, you will be seeing this in my show again. I'll be using these tips, you know. But I know that when we spoke, there are five pieces within your process. There are a few things that you like to go through as you're onboarding your clients, and you wanted to share that with us today. So I'm just going to drop these questions up for folks really quickly onto our screen. The first one is, what message are you presenting? Which is, I guess, an important one, isn't it?
Yeah. The message that I'm presenting is, I want you to feel confident. I'm helping you feel more approachable, feel more confident in the box, so that you know when you are talking to somebody in the box that you are positioned correctly, as though you're sitting across the table from somebody. You have the best lighting possible on your face, that you have a pleasing background, that it's not distracting. It's soft, it's approachable, that people won't be looking around you at anything that's distracting. Just like when you meet somebody at a cafe or out at a restaurant, you go to a certain place because it feels nice.
Yeah.
It's not distracting, it's not too loud, it feels good. The fourth step that I go through is I talk to people about what color clothing works best on them in their background.
Oh, okay.
If in your home, since we're all in our homes now, as opposed to in the office, and you have white walls, you don't want to wear light colors, because the camera picks up light and you will just look like one flat white surface. If you have dark walls, really dark walls or dark furniture behind you, you don't want to wear dark colors. You want to wear light colors for the contrast, to create a foreground, a midground, and a background. Just like creating a painting.
Right. And I guess the next one is, I thought was a really great one, because I do see this a lot in Zoom meetings. I'll get on with someone in a Zoom meeting, and as soon as I guess they haven't really, because they're busy. I mean, we have so much on us. Everyone's in this very vulnerable state right now. And I see folks get on and suddenly they see themselves, and the whole meeting they spend doing this.
Oh, you mean
and
like taking my hair out of my eyes or something like that?
Well, I mean, not even just, I mean, because that's natural, right? But they spend the whole meeting fixing themselves, and it becomes this thing that we don't normally do in the real world, but now they're seeing themselves. Because when you're in a meeting face to face, I don't see myself, right? I'm having a focused conversation on you. But with our new virtual world, now I can see myself and the things that I'm doing and not doing, right? I think one of the best sales trainings I ever got when I was growing up from my boss, Shelley Stein, was see yourself in the mirror and see how other people see you. Now we're actually there right now. And so I notice that whenever I meet folks and I get the, like, there's a fidgeting thing, like your mom's like, stop fidgeting, So I think it leads straight into our next question, which is, let me make sure I get that up on the screen, which is, are you confident with what you're showing the world?
Are you confident in the way you look online?
You look online,
Yep,
exactly. Well, and at this point, it is the world, isn't it?
it is the world, yes. So at this point, because exactly what you said, because so often you are now seeing yourself on a regular basis during meetings, you almost need to be a little more intentional with how you present yourself. So when you get up in the morning and you know that you're meeting with this or that person, you know that you need to dress a certain way. You know that you need to have a certain protocol. And so I think it's really important, especially women who do wear makeup. Perhaps you need to apply your makeup a little differently. And makeup is actually the fifth step that I go through because you are now looking at yourself on a two-dimensional screen. And so just like an artist who's painting a painting, they have to create the illusion of three dimension. And so I actually help women and men, if they want, go through a series of how to apply makeup to look like you actually have higher cheekbones. So there is definition between your chin and your neck, as opposed to a unineck, or maybe you have too many necks, and we're going to try to eliminate a neck and have it look like you really only have one neck. So
it's going to bump up the confidence, isn't it, as you're
right.
speaking?
Right. And so you need to know that you look good before you get on and not fidget. I guess especially for people who move around a lot and who are in virtual backgrounds, because then you're kind of moving around in and out, your hair is growing, kind of, if you don't have a green screen behind you. So it's really, really important to be confident and put a little extra effort into knowing that you look good from the waist up. Wear your pajama bottoms and slippers on the bottom. That's good. I'm happy with it. I've got my slippers on right now. But from the waist up, you need to present yourself in the same way that you would be presented at work.
I know. I was on a Zoom call the other day, and I mentioned I think it's now the Zoom faux pas. I mistakenly mentioned how sometimes when you meet with folks, if you have a lot of people have their offices in their guest rooms, which means you're going to see a bed in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But shouldn't that bed be made properly? And, I told a little joke of being on a call with a celebrity. I'm not going to name the celebrity. And I was kind of surprised that his bed was in the background. And I'm like, well, shouldn't you know this, right? Because this is your world. And a gentleman in the meeting got so irritable. Like, and I didn't, and after I got off, I'm like, oh my goodness, is he the guy who always has his bed unmade in the background? So yeah, these are new rules that we're following, new rules of engagement that we're following. So the next one is, how can you level up your image and confidence online?
So I'm helping people across the globe right now with large companies and small companies, and I'm helping them up-level their image in a way that gives them the confidence that they feel that they are not inviting people into their home, and they're seeing their home, that it gives them the confidence to keep the same respect. So to up-level your image, one of the first thing I would highly recommend is that you have your camera angle, the camera should be level with your eyes. So this way you feel that you're looking straight into the camera. Your eyes should be in the top third. Additionally, you want the light to be as close to even on the left cheek and the right cheek. If you have too much light coming in from one side, it's distracting because the camera picks up light and dark. So if you are too light on one side, it'll be so noticeable. Just like if you're backlit from the back, that'll darken your face. So lighting and camera angle. I'm sorry, say that again.
Sorry, Shelley. I said, especially with someone who's with my complexion, because
Yes.
the darker we are, we really do need that light on our skin to brighten us up.
Right, exactly. And so there's different, I have little tricks actually of changing the color of light. So I'm changing this color of light on my face with Post-its. I put Post-its over my little lamp that's sitting next to me. So by changing the color of the light, so now I look yellow, and now I'm putting my pink Post-its on, and it gives me a little bit of a peachier look. And so you could put colored paper in the window. You could put scarves or different pieces of fabric over lighting to change the tone of the lighting to warm up your skin or cool down your skin, depending upon how your camera sees you.
I'm doing that, by the way.
I would suggest some yellow, a little extra yellow light for you, Paula.
Oh, definitely, because I have my boxes right now. And, you know, of course, I do a lot of videotaping for my clients and etc. But yeah, they are just kind of standard lights. But now we're getting some scarves. We're getting some pink scarves, and
Pink.
they're getting wrapped. Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to be lovely wrapped in silk scarves.
Yes. And also there's a difference in dark skin versus light skin and what makeup you might want to wear. So light skin would want to wear darker matte makeup, and darker skinned women and men might want to wear some makeup that has iridescence or pearlescence or frosts in it to lighten up the contrast so that you can see the contour between the height of the cheekbone and the rest of the face. It's all an illusion on a two-dimensional surface. So that's a difference that you might want to, we can discuss as well.
You're blowing my mind, lady. Well, let's move to the next question. I want to really just kind of reiterate so that people know that you're not just doing these large teams. So who are you working with exactly?
So I'm actually, and just because I love doing what I do, I'm working with individuals on a one-on-one session. I have Zoom makeover parties that I've been scheduling. I've done about six or seven in the last couple of weeks. I'm working with small organizations, global organizations, different teams of people. I have a presentation. I do real-time editing with people. Kind of do this, you do this, change your lighting, move this, move that, just like I did with Paula.
No, okay, so in which case, I was really excited to see your case studies. I want to share them with folks, just in case they're going through the same challenges as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with folks so that they can see our case studies that we're going to be doing today.
Okay.
So this is our case study number 1. Go ahead, Shelley.
Okay. So the first case study is a woman with a big global organization, and you could see that the light coming in from the window there's so much glare, and so we covered that that window with white paper. That's the first thing that we did. We changed her camera angle, so she actually ended up buying an external camera so that the camera is level with her eyes. We covered up that window. There's a window in front of her. We covered with pink paper. As you could see, her skin tone is a little pinker than in the initial one. And I also had suggested an external light. This particular one was by Social Light. It has a clip, so you could clip it on your screen, a book, your computer, and she could travel with it because she travels a lot. So we changed the lighting, we changed the background, we tweaked the background. And the most important thing is you never want to see anybody's ceiling, and you don't want to see anybody's floor. So we got rid of seeing the ceiling. We went in her closet. We found the better colors for her. We straightened up her little table, and we talked about makeup. And so I think there's a huge difference. And this is the type of work I'm doing for organizations. And I worked with her team of 120 people across the globe. And we kind of helped them up-level their screen presence so that they look more approachable. And
Well, I mean, Shelley,
to
this is a major difference. I mean, look at her. I mean, like you could barely see her. There's so much glare on her face. But can I say, I even noticed that she's sitting up really straighter. The confidence, like you said, I'm loving this. Shelley, should I move to case study number 2?
Yes.
So case study number 2.
Is this just so because I'm not seeing the image? Is this the one with the painting in the window?
Yes.
Okay. So this woman's dietitian, and she works in a hospital setting. So when her patients come to see her, it's usually pristine and minimalist. And so I just didn't feel that look worked for her. It was too crowded. It showed too much of her room. Additionally, so you could see from before and after, we changed the camera angle for starters. You don't see the floor anymore. The other one you didn't see, you were looking at the ceiling. Here you're looking at the floor. Now you're looking at the camera straight on. So we changed the camera angle. We changed the lighting. You could see that her skin tone looks more natural, both left and right on her face. And it was really important that we worked on the background. So she had this window that was not that she was so backlit, but she was a little backlit. But the window was bothering me. So I asked her, what did she have in her house? A cutting board, a bulletin board. And it just so happened she had a painting that fit exactly in the window frame. So luck had it. That's what she put in the window frame. And I moved the leather chair over from behind her to beside her and asked her to find something in her house. And she happened to have found a duvet cover. This was the backside of a duvet. We upholstered her chair, which happened to be the exact same color as in the painting. And we worked on some makeup, and you could just see it just looks cleaner. We cleaned up the bookshelf. It just feels cleaner and less cluttered.
Nice, beautiful. And so case study number 3.
So case study number 3, she was in one of my Zoom makeover parties, and she is a professional business coach. And you could see, again, we changed the first thing we did was we changed the camera angle so that she is in her eyes are in the top third of the box. We also, if you notice from the before and after, the painting or the picture behind her, which had a glare from the glass, she removed that and put a painting that now no longer reflected the glare from the camera. And so it's pleasing on the eye. We also changed the vase from a black vase to a clear vase. And it kind of lightened up the space behind her. And I have a little clothing trick, and it's I don't know if people see me or they only see the.
No, they're only seeing her right now. Is the clothing trick with case study number 3?
It is. So my clothing trick is if you put your collar up in the back and down in the front, it creates a vertical line from the back of your neck down to your chest, which gives you a longer, leaner look. And it just gives you a longer, sleeker look, which I like much better. And so you could see that on the blouse and the jacket. We put the collar up. And so she just looks so much more presentable and more professional.
Can I tell you also, one of the things I noticed is something that you had mentioned earlier. The bags under her eyes have been drastically reduced. She just looks rosier. And you're right, I'm looking right into her eyes.
Yeah. Also the lighting is better. So
Yes.
when you don't have shadows coming from lighting that isn't working that well, you have less bags, you have less, your skin looks smoother.
Wow. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing now, but like, how incredible is that? That was pretty impressive. I have to say, case study number 1, just the look of everything, the amount of glare that was blinding. So not only how she was looking, but my thought is the viewer looking at her and probably behind me too, because I think now people are seeing my chandelier because it's not blurred out anymore behind me. Now I have a little tiara behind me, you know, my flowers, because I was suffering from the same thing as well. So the viewer is getting pelted by too much light, right? It's really hard for them to see you and process and focus on the things that you're speaking about,
Right.
you know?
The basic point of my doing this is that when you're speaking to people, you're speaking to a professional, you're speaking to your clients, to colleagues, is that the people can focus on you, that they can really look at you. They could feel that you're right there, you're across the table from them. Excuse me. That whatever is behind them is not distracting. It's pleasant. It has some flowers. It has a plant. It's not, you don't see crazy patterns. I also suggest wearing, for the most part, solid colors. If you're wearing busy patterns, it can play games on your eyes. And if people can't see the patterns, they're going to be looking and like, oh, are those circles? Are those squares? What is that behind you? Is that too many tchotchkes, too many picture frames that's reflecting the glass? So you want it really clean so that people will clean in kind of not minimalist, but not messy. Clean up your mess. You wouldn't invite someone to your home and want it to be messy. And at this time, people are in their garage. They're in their kid's bedroom. They're sitting in the kitchen. And so this is our new reality. And I help people create the best visual with what they have and where they are.
Wow. Well, you made me sit up straighter, because even as you were speaking, I felt myself doing this, like, oh wow, let me sit up straighter because I'm being seen, you know. And so you forget, right? Shelley, this was really, really wonderful. Thank you so much. I am still excited again as a marketer for someone to take their target audience and their marketplace and just kind of pivot right there and go, this is where we are right now. This is what people are needing. And I'm just loving that, because there's such a big interest in this right now. How am I presenting visually? You know, it's like, am I up leveling, as you would say, which I love your phrasing, by the way, you know? So thank you so much for being on the show today. So for those who want to reach out to Shelley, I will be dropping her information in the area below on Facebook. These videos are no replacement for anyone seeking professional advice, of course, whether it's marketing or operation or personally, so they can present personally or on your business end. So please reach out to our guests or myself if you're ready for marketing at powermarketingsf.com. And again, thank you, Shelley, so much for sharing today. Thank you to the viewers for continuing to support and share and watch. I really appreciate the numbers that we're getting. Thank you, Jason Steinberg of Steinberg Imagery, for your exquisite lighting, which will be getting wrapped by scarves. Today, I wanted to start a new tradition where I'm closing out the show with a great quote inspired by our guest of the day. So our quote today, as we're closing out, is, take a method and try it. If it fails, admit it frankly, try again, but by all means, try something. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Thank you again, Shelley. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of the day, folks. And as always, keep moving forward. Goodbye,
Thanks,
everyone.
Paula.